Hello, everyone. This is Anil Khwaja. I'm a registered migration agent and co-founder Think I Consultants. One another live session, especially in terms of Australian immigration updates and the state sponsorship current scenarios. So let's wait for a few more audience to join. If you have any questions, feel free to put on the comment box. We are live on Facebook. We are live on LinkedIn. We're live on YouTube as well. So if you have friends and family, tag them. Whatever question they may have, they can ask us. Our session, as you all know, who have attended earlier, we are quite interactive in terms of getting questions and then give answer to those. Even this session is an opportunity for those who are trying to get my appointment, and obviously it's a complete process where you get an appointment as per my schedule, but you can ask here. I'm more than happy to answer you as much as I could. So let's wait for a couple of more minutes and then we'll start some of the updates of the department. And if you have, as I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. All right, so I think audience are building up. I'm getting few questions as well, and I believe that those who are really looking to this live session, they are trying to get their friends and family, and who are looking for Australian immigration, they can join us. uh, any sort of a question is welcome. So it's not that you can ask only about the general skill migration, but any question will do for us. So let's start with the first update. So Victoria is given a deadline for an ROI, that you need to submit an ROI before 23rd of April, 5 p.m. So the deadline has been over yesterday, and those who have lodged an ROI, they would be considered for next upcoming round. Now they only have 100 seats left, so only 100 nominations they have it, and we'll see who are the lucky ones who'll get the 100 nomination in the month of May, or if they stretch it to June. Apart from that, we just need to wait for the next financial year to happen. If the next financial year will happen, then we'll see how much quota they are getting it and how they're gonna go with the invite. So what we have seen in last many years, first few quarters, like 2 quarters, first few 2 quarters, like from July until December, they start inviting lots of people, and then this invitation starting dried up. So that's what generally happens. um, so I hope that Victoria would have more invitations in next financial year. So lots of people get invites, because we have lodged heaps of ROIs, and all are quite competitive. So chances of getting invites would be very higher. Apart from that, what we have heard and what we have seen, the Department of Home Affairs also run a 189 rounds end of the financial year, or maybe there is an speculation that they will be running up in 189 rounds in mid-May. So I hope that that do happens. So lots of people will get invites based on the last financial year round as well. Everybody's eyeing on that one. Let's take a quick break. After the break, we'll be taking questions, which I can see there are flooded of questions here on my comment box. We'll take those, and then we'll take up to the next upcoming updates from the Western Australia and South Australia. Hello everyone. I recently heard a news, or you can say it as a rumor, that the NAATI CCL has been scrapping. This is not true. The NAATI CCL test is still intact. You still can get 5 more points. The background behind this rumor is that Australian Migration recently introduced a migration plan. Now they have planned to rethink about how they go with the credential community language test points, but that is not true that they are scrapping it. So if you're doing NAATI CCL test, feel free to do it. Do invest into this test because this will give you additional 5 points towards your PR pathway, and it will make you closer to your Australian immigration dreams. I hope this helps. Alrighty, so welcome back. Let's take the first question and then we'll go further to any updates we have it regarding the Department of Home Affairs or state sponsorship. So, team, if you can put the first question in. So, Thinker is asking, is there any idea about the PV Surplus 192 when it's opening? They have introduced this visa, I think, couple of months back, and they have given a proper notification and last couple of weeks. But this visa most likely would be starting from July onwards. We'll see how things go from there. So they haven't given us the right legislation to it. It's just the announcement or media release from the Minister of Home Affairs with the collaboration of other countries who are part of PEV, like Fiji, India, and all. But we need to see when they're opening that up. So hopefully in July. But what are the rules? What are the requirements? How to apply for this? The lottery system, that will all depends on when we get the further information on this one. Let's go to the next one. All right, so Noshir is asking, are 491 visa holder eligible? You can definitely apply for DAMA. 491 can lead to a DAMA. That's not an issue, but you cannot apply a 190189 once you have the 491 general skill migration. So, yes, DAMA can be one option you can offer. Let's go to. All right, so Mohammed Junaid, firstly, thank you so much for submitting a Section 48 on 2nd April. Please advise that through the grants have been halted and against budget. Government is actively working. So those applications who have been opened up, they're obviously going to give the grants to them. It's where they don't generally open up your application or they're delaying for the next year. That's where the grants are being halted. So in your case, obviously they have opened your file. It means that they are willing to grant you before the financial year. So I'm pretty hopeful since we have already submitted your request, which was quite standard. So I'm hoping that you may get the visa in next maximum a month, like 3 to 4 weeks. They're generally slow, but let's hope. So once the 28 days has gone, then we can push the department to see if they can grant us the visa. So I'm just hoping for it. Yeah. So Imani is asking Anil when the next round start taking place. Imani, rounds are happening. Victoria will have another round in May, but they have only 100 seats. So next round would be say after July once they have a new quota allocated. Whereas Western Australia is closed. South Australia, I mean, really slow inviting because they have heaps of competition. Apart from that, Queensland is not inviting not even inviting the onshore people who have a very good, profile. So we need to wait. So all the major rounds or the activity would now be happening after July. That's what things are at the moment. New South Wales at the moment is inviting people, but last round they invited lots of trade occupations. So they're randomly inviting, they still have seats, but New South Wales just keep wait and watch. Not many offshore invites they have done it. So mostly they've invited onshore, but let's hope that they start inviting more. But more activity would be soon after the July because I'm not expecting any much more invitations coming in next 1.5 months. So it would be anything after July would be the best possible scenario. All right, let's take a quick break. After the break, we will be discussing about a few other changes the Department of Home Affairs have recently introduced. GST, GT, there are a few other ACS applications have been increased the application fee. So let's hope for the best. Yeah, let's hope that we are able to give you further information regarding all the New South Wales, Victoria, whoever is just putting up the comments in. So let's take a quick break, and after the break, I'll be answering further of your questions here. Alrighty, welcome back, team. So and audience. So let's talk more about the recent New South Wales round. So let's uh, so the New South Wales at the moment they have invited people, especially the trade occupations. So we have seen they've invited people who are onshore trade occupations, and they have got somewhere around 65 to 70 points. So the points is on the lower side, but most of them are onshore. Now, onshore requirements of 491s are a bit, at the moment they require people to be staying in New South Wales for 6 months. And those who are offshore, they don't need to meet the residential requirement, but for the onshore, they have residential requirement. So I hope that more invitations would come. But as I said before, during before the break, that there are a lot of chances that they may start inviting more invitations after post July. So until June, and there would be slowly, gradually inviting people, but not like where it used to be that at the end they were inviting lots of people. So it won't happen like this. Let's go to the next question. So Junaid is asking, thanks, only 28 calendar days. So it's going to be calendar days, Junaid. Yeah. So Mohammed Amir asking, I'm working as a DevOps engineer, but having electronics, you can. Yes, so Amar, having a bachelor's of electronics engineer won't rule out that you cannot apply ACS. But for ACS, there is a requirement. So if you're not in the majors, it's a minor, because electronics engineer do have C++, few programming subjects. So you are on a minor. So if and then obviously you have some network subjects like digital signal processing or network logics and fuzzy logics and all. So these all comes under electronics. Even artificial intelligence is one of the subjects in electronics. So you have minor. So you have to have at least minimum 3 to 4 years of experience in order to apply for ACS. So check their guidelines. It's very important to see their guidelines, because they have given a summary of how many years of experience you required if you have a bachelor's which is not a major ICT or computer system. So just run through that one. It gives you an idea that whether you should or not. But yes, definitely you can. And developer programmer would be the occupation code for you. Let's go to the next one. So Umair Samad asking, hi Anil, I'll get my outcome from industrial in July. My points will be 85 at 189 mechanical engineer offshore, age 35, 8-year experience. So where chances are good, your points are on a very good, end. Like 85 is very good. I would suggest that you should also look to apply for URs as a 190 as well, because sometimes you happen, few of the states do require lots of engineers. To start inviting people for 190, so you should not miss that one. So I would suggest to have multiple EOIs, and if you contact my team, they will able to help you out. Lodging UIs. Since all my clients who are few of them are audiences here, if they have seen that we have lodged multiple UIs for them, so there should not be any disadvantage. As soon as Any of the invite comes in, we can latch on that one. Hope that answers your query. Let's go to the next question. So Rizwan Malik saying, good day, sir. Hope you're doing well. Last time, well, I believe I wasn't eligible for new cert. After these changes in new cert requirement, do you recommend to apply for? No, Rizwan, for New South Wales, it's quite tough. You need to have residential proofs in because they dig into each and everything. So it's unlike Victoria, they'll ask for all the proofs. So we personally won't suggest you to go with the New South Wales because it's a high risk. So better to keep it to South Australia or wait for Victoria if any miracle happens. So let's hope for the good. Yeah. All right, so let's take a quick break. If you have more questions in continuation of your first questions, I'm more than happy to answer. So let's take a quick break. After the break, we'll take more questions here.
What are the emerging Can I study on a student-dependent visa?
Hello everyone, this is Anil Khwaja, I'm a registered migration agent and co-founder Think and Consultants and PD Classes. A very interesting topic. Lots of student visa dependents wants to study regardless of the main applicants are studying the masters or bachelors or whatever the study they are doing it. The issue is with the student visa dependent visa is that you cannot study more than 3 months. So if you want to study a longer period of course, then you have to apply for a new visa. Lots of people do like that, but again for that you need to meet the GT requirements. You must need to meet all the financial requirements. So my suggestion would be if you really want to study, look for a level 1 college or level 1 university. That way it will help you out getting the visa and you won't be limited to 3 months study. Hope that helps. Welcome back audience. So we have a few more questions. So let's take one by one. So who is next? So Ramsha Abid is asking, please tell more about retesting for any one or two section of English IELTS for class subclass 190. What's this and why it's happening now? Tell me more about language skill testing level. Like, okay. So Ramsha, Department of Home Affairs, I think a year back, they've announced that you can take IELTS 1 skill retake. So for instance, if you have got 7, and 6 and your overall score is 7, so you can retake one of the module, and if you get 7 in that one, then you can use 2 results in order to meet the proficient English requirements. So that is only in IELTS. You cannot do it in PD. Now apart from that, Pearson test of English is also acceptable. OET is also one of the tests where you can have two sittings to get positive. So for instance, in OET it's BB, and somehow it's overall has B, but in one of your module you have C. You can do OET again and try to get B in that specific module in order to meet the requirement. So now for IELTS and OET, you have an option to go with 2 tests together. But since IELTS, academic or general, both are difficult in compared to PT because PT is easier to get. Now for the PT, you need to have at least 65 each in order to get 10 points. If you reach 50 each, then you would able to apply, but you won't be able to claim any points. Same goes with Cambridge Academic English, Academic English, and apart from that, there is another TOEFL. So you can check the table. It's available on Department of Home Affairs website. That will give you an idea that what scores are required in order to become a proficient English. But if you go with a superior, then you require 8 each or 79 each in PT. I would highly recommend PT. We do have a great product that's called pdclasses.com. You can practice there. 30 to 40% of questions comes from what we have given to our clients while practicing on PD portal. So it's amazing uh, a tool where you can practice yourself and have lots of master classes, unlimited mock tests in order to get the right score. So do check pdclasses.com. Let's go to the next question. Thank you, Rizwan. Mohammed Amir is asking, is there any chance of any round happening for 189 round might happen in end of July or mid of July. So that is, you can look forward to 190 rounds. different states have different requirements. If you're offshore, then you have an opportunity still to wait for South Australia, Queensland, Victoria, whereas Western Australia is closed, NT is closed, Tasmania is not even offering offshore. So you have couple of options, but yeah, let's see. As I said, not many invitations are coming, so it's going to be super slow in next upcoming week. So you have to wait until July onwards when the next financial year will come. Let's go to the next question. So Bilawal is asking, Australian government will continue same pattern of reduced quota. Bilawal, it's a very difficult questions. It's a very difficult question at this moment because we are not sure how this is going to work it out next financial year. But general perspective, this government is not in favor of increasing the migration quota. So they have given a very straight, the news, the policy that they won't be increasing anything. Now next year the elections are happening, so most likely if the government changes, then I believe Liberal would be much happier to increase the migration quota comparatively to Labour. But you never know. But at this moment, it's not a super good news that they're increasing the quota. It will reduce down, unfortunately. Let's go to the next question. Rizwan is asking, one of my friend has moved to Lake's entrance and we started working as an enrolled nurse. It's 408 expiring, so it opted for 482. Is with a grant less than. Yes, that's right. So 482 is on an aggregated side. You can definitely go with a 482 Rizwan if any of your employers is able to sponsor you. Now for 482, you need to have post study 2 years experience. So if you have 2 years full time experience, then only you can apply for 482. So 482 and 186 are employer sponsorship, and they are the part of one of the pathways towards the PR, but you need to have a prerequisite to meet. You cannot straight away apply for 482. Let's go to the next one. Now, okay, so he's asking that whether he's eligible. Yes, he can. So after 482 to 186, still you can go with 190. So there is nothing like if you have got 482, you cannot go with 190. So I would highly recommend that you should refer your friend to Thinker Consultants. We're more than happy to assist him with the EUIs for 190. Let's go to the next question. Noshir is asking, I was nominated as South Australian, applied for 491 visa on 2nd Feb. Now, what's the procedure to get employer sponsorship 49? Employer sponsorship, not 491. It's 482. So you cannot get an employer sponsorship on 491. You need to correct the records, no share. Speak to employer how exactly they wanted to sponsor. Most likely might be 494 or it's 186. So it's 494. Then you have to start with the sponsorship that is called regional certifying body needs to be approved. Then the nomination and the visa application. There are three ways to do it, or three steps to do it. So you need to speak to employer, and if they're happy to sponsor you on 494, then you just need to get them touched to one of our migration agents, or if they have theirs, then they can guide them about the checklist and what exactly documents are required. But again, for 494, you require skill assessment, you require 3 years post study experience, plus all three steps needs to be done. Let's go to the next question. Sir, he had 5 months postgraduate experience. All right, so Rizwan, it's not possible. It's not 482 then. He might have gone to the Dharma. Dharma is something where your experience can be waived. So you need to check with him whether he has gone through the Dharma, arrangements or not. So if under the Dharma, then it's a different story. But if it's a normal 482, since you haven't given me the exact stream of 482, then you need to dig into that one. As soon as you find the right stream, let us know, then we'll guide. Let's go to the next question. Thank you so much, Rizwan, for recommending Think. I really appreciate it. All right, so I mean on Dama. Okay, so Noshir 491 is better than going with 482 Dama. So why you wanted to move? If Dama with 186 is there, then you should take it, but not 482. I won't suggest you to go with the 482 with Dama. Let's go to the next one. All right, so I think let's take a quick break. After the break, we'll go with the final session of this live. If you have any further questions, feel free to put. I'm more than happy to answer. I'm trying to answer as elaborated as I can in a detailed manner so you can understand the logic behind why we are doing this and why you should or shouldn't be doing that stuff. But again, it's a general advice to everyone. If more specifically, you obviously need to contact us, and then we are more than happy to give you further specific advices. But let's take a quick break. After the break, we'll be discussing about if we'll take more questions. Otherwise, we'll wrap up the session. Thank you. Hello everyone. I recently heard a news, or you can say it as a rumor, that the NAATI CCL is been scrapping. This is not true. The NAATI CCL test is still intact. You still can get 5 more points. The background behind this rumor is that Australian Migration recently introduced a migration plan. Now they have planned to rethink about how they go with the credential community language test points, but that is not true that they are scrapping it. So if you're doing NAATI CCL test, feel free to do it. Do invest into this test because this will give you additional 5 points towards your PR pathway, and it will make you closer to your Australian immigration dreams. I hope this helps. All right, welcome back. Let's take a few more questions if you have, and then we'll wrap up the session. All right, so thanks, Rizwan. Ankit is saying, I have 3 years and 2 months of overseas experience about to apply for 26131. So 26131, what exactly? Occupation analyst programmer. Okay. So Ankit, it's good, but again, we are not sure how much English you have it. And if you're going with the ACS skill assessment based on analyst programmer, then 2 years of your experience, 1 year of your experience, sorry, 2 years of your experience will generally merge into qualification. So technically, you don't have any experience points to go for. But again, if you have ample English, like superior English with NATI and all in professional year, then you have good opportunity to apply on a higher points. So I hope that helps, and we can discuss further based on whatever your uh, queries are. But at the moment, you need to work out more on IELTS or PT. Do practice through pdclasses.com if you can. And apart from that, I would suggest to go with NATI and professionally if you're onshore. Let's go to the next question. So Mayor is asking, thank you for answering. Lastly, what do you think new points? So Mayor, that's gonna implement next year in December. They're not planning anything this year. So if you have seen the migration plan, they have said end of 2023. By mid, they don't have any plans. I don't think so. They will be making any changes in next couple of months. So most likely end of December. Let's go to the next question. While getting assessed with ACS, whether my 3 years will be counted. Yes, you can add your 3 years experience, Ankit, but as I said, 2 years will be merged with your bachelor's of IT or computer system or master, whatever you have done back home. So 2 years is merged. So rest 1 year, few months would be left. So technically, you won't be able to claim any points for that. I hope I have answered your query, Ankit. And yet, as I said, that you won't be able to claim points if they have merged your experience. So you need to see a deemed date or skill date on your ACS outcome letter. I hope that helps. All right. So thank you so much, audience. If you have any questions, I can still give you a last minute. If you have any questions, feel free to put on the comment box. You still have 2 more minutes because we'll be finishing at 5:30 today. Any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll wrap up this session. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope, and if you like, and if you want me to do more sessions like this, please put in the comment box. So I'll try to do twice in a month, but I need more comments. If I get more than 50 comments altogether onto my live, then I'll come twice a month instead of once in a month. But let's see if I get ample comments to come down live more frequently. So Ankit has PT. So Ankit, that's good. So you should go with the ACS skill assessment, but again, you won't be able to claim points. That's a shame, but this is how it's going to work it out. All right, thank you so much, guys, for attending this session. I hope that you have got enough information and not enough, the guidelines from my side in order to step into the Australian migration procedure. Those who are already waiting for the visa, already in the process, I more than happy to assist you. Whatever questions you have in, my team is more than capable to answer you that one. Otherwise, I'm always there to support. I think I have one more comment coming up, so let's take that one and then we'll wrap up. All right. So, hi, sir. I have 70 points in 491. Depends on which occupation, Bilal, but I hope that you would be one of the engineers or IT. 70 points at the moment is on the lower side, uh, but depends on if you're onshore, offshore, that all counts. Quality assurance manager. We need to wait, Bilal, for quality assurance manager because New South Wales might invite you. So again, if you have lodged a EOI for New South Wales for you, if you are one of our clients, then you need to just wait. New South Wales is still inviting, but as I said, not massive invitations, but there are chances that they may invite because recently we have got quality assurance manager from New South Wales. I hope that answer. So let's wrap up this session now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Inshallah, I'll see you next time. But do put comments if you like me to come twice in a month. All the best. Allah Hafiz.